what technologies do we really need to have in place to engage our members where our members are? Not just engage them on what ASAE wants them to do, but meeting our members where they are. You know, I tell my team all the time that, and it's kind of our motto now, that our motto is to be present at the point of need for our members. And that means a whole bunch of different things. That means having the right content at the right place and the right system to deliver it, and a whole bunch of other things. So I think that you know, one of my theories is if we all work out loud a little bit better, then there won't be these conversations about silos. There won't be these conversations about, I didn't know that was going on. This thought came to me because somebody was talking about legacy systems. And my thought was, if legacy systems were the only problem we had to worry about, we'd be in good shape. What we have to worry about is legacy mindsets and legacy thinking, because that's what holds us back, quite honestly. You know, I've seen too many times when somebody goes out and spends a fortune on a very forward-thinking system, and their legacy mindset puts them in the place of implementing old mindsets into new technology. And you know what you get? You get the same crap you had before you started. It's just a little shinier, that's all. We got rid of legacy system thinking because we were forced to. Not because it was a strategy, not because of anything else. But I hope we prove to ourselves that when we do that, the result is more quickly solving member needs, more quickly adopting new technologies, more quickly having to work together as an organization as opposed to departments. All of those lessons should have been learned. And that's my biggest fear, folks, is that our rush to get back to normal takes us back to normal thinking as well. Any organization right now who had a similar kind of experience, and most of them did, ought to be planning really feverishly about what do we do about people who can't afford our traditional business model, and what do we do about our business model to make it more affordable to more people. The number of organizations that get stuck in our old legacy thinking about what an ecosystem looks like, and they start to not do what their members need them to do because the expense of doing it is too much. And what a crazy place to be in. What a crazy place to be in, to know that your members need you to be changed in a certain way, and you decide not to do it because your systems won't let you. And think about what we make our association, our members go through just to register for a freaking meeting. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's unlike any other experience they have digitally in any other part of their lives. And so that culture that we've built up around our typical legacy infrastructures has to change drastically. You know, if you were to look at my diagram of my systems, I got 3 categories. I've got member-facing systems. I've got run the business systems, and I've got insight systems. Those are the 3 categories of my systems. Okay? And the run the business systems look a lot smaller than what you probably are used to them looking at. Because where the rubber meets the road is where the systems meet the members. No time for that. The other thing that we do, and I know I talked to you guys, Jake, when I was there, about paying attention to unstructured data. Your members tell you what they need every day. Every step that they take on your website tells you something about what they need. You know, every transaction that doesn't get fulfilled and they abandon the cart is telling you something. And so, you know, again, our mindset has always been so transaction-based in terms of the data we're looking at. You know, transactions are important, but every interaction is important. Yeah, I think, you know, the long and short of it is there's no better time to be being innovative than right now. Yeah. We've got a society that's been through all kinds of having to adjust to different technologies and different thinking. We've got organizations that have had to adjust to providing services in a different manner right now. And so the bar is low in terms of people being, you know, not willing to try things. The bar is really low right now, lower than I've ever seen it. And it has nothing to do with cost benefit analysis. It has nothing to do with cost. It has nothing to do with anything but legacy thinking. It really does. And so if you can't do anything else at all in your organization, you got to convince somebody to to be the thought leader inside the organization.
Yeah.
That keeps pushing the envelope, that keeps pushing the discussion. You know, one of my favorite terms, and I don't know if I stole this or if I coined this, but I remember we were having this conversation about ROI, and it was driving me insane in the organization. And I said to our team, what's the return on not investing in something? So when we talk about ROI, I talk about RONI all the time. What's the return on not investing in a technology? What was the return for associations who didn't have staff collaboration software in place when COVID hit?
Mm-hmm.
What's the return on that? What's the return on organizations that didn't have some kind of a virtual meeting platform in place and their annual meeting was coming up and they knew they needed to do this, but they never invested in it? What happened this year because of that?
And his answer was pretty simple. And he just said, like, we just try to make it easy. Like, those places make it easy for you.
Right.
It's not that hard to deliver an easy experience.
That's
even though, you know, we're talking about completely different systems and experiences.
Yeah, but easy is relative, but it's like easier than now. And then when you're easier, then try to make it easier from there. It's like this progression. You're not going to fix everything overnight, but pick something and make it easier.
Yeah, like when I go buy something from Amazon, they don't ask me 5 pages of questions that have jack to do with what I'm buying. They don't do that. They have other ways of getting that information. They don't do that. You go to a registration page for a big association conference, by the time you finish filling out all the freaking forms of everything, you're like, the hell with it.